we are also going to want shipyards. Especially in the places that already have the low-level one. So let's go ahead and build those. And then also Chester, sure. Docks, I mean, our sailor usage is fine. So I guess we'll go for the recruitment. Except in those two locations where I want forts. If there's gold, I'm building a fort there. Also Tiranovelli, I'm building a fort. Okay. Just spent like 10 grand. It's fine. Saxony is the new HRE Emperor. The term is up for Thomas Tiedemann. I don't think I want to keep Thomas Tiedemann in power, although he is relatively young. Also, our Republican tradition is actually really, really high. He just has that national unrest, which I don't think is going to do us any favours, especially if we're going to go a bit more aggressive against the Africans. So I'm going to... This could potentially be a massive waste of Republican tradition. He is 40. He will be around for a while. Fine, I'll re-elect him. And also, bear in mind, once all of these uprisings have happened, there's going to be a minus 100 uprising chance in this area for like 10 years. So once this initial wave is dealt with, we'll have time to stabilize. And thankfully, Novgorod has actually got a pretty big army out here. For some reason, I can't imagine who paid for that, because it's definitely me. The sugar production in one of our colonies has come into focus. Tax it! How are the colonies doing, actually? Should probably keep an eye on their revolt risk. So Hanseatic is the one with the highest liberty desire, but they're still generally fine. They're starting to make some serious money. I mean, I'm still paying them way more in subsidies, but it's getting more valuable. And anyway, the money I make from the colonies is not subsidies, it's trade. And for that, they more than make their money. Plus just all the extra armies and stuff we have out here. Even the Portuguese are helping us. Thanks, Portuguese, Mexico. Though there have been troubles in our relation to the native peoples of Bemba, we have managed to find an agreement with the ruling class of their tribe, which should lead to a massive reduction in violent conflict between our people. Wait, Smolend's over here. Drat. I really don't have the force limits to raise another army, even though I'm beginning to think I need to. We could possibly do with one less in India. Though if we get attacked in India, that will mean trouble. Although I guess we could just immediately raise mercenaries, which would take some of the weight off of our shoulders. So let's go ahead and grab you. And we'll go and deal with the rebels back home. Which have come in from Norway. They're not even ours. Careful with Cuba, sometimes there's a glitch that makes a colonial nation of your Mexico and Cuban cause. I mean, it shouldn't, because Cuba already is a separate colonial nation. Right. Oh, no, they've been defeated. They got bored and left. In that case, stay here in India. We'll just leave the transports here just in case. Just need to set up your rebel stomping again. Foreign drill instructor available. The Ottoman drill masters have become masters of the art of training their troops in the use of firearms. Yes, I would like to do this for sure. And you are already 50% cheaper, are you not? You are. I'm actually going to upgrade you because I'm rich. Why wouldn't I? Ooh, trade efficiency. Don't mind if I do. Upgrade. Upgrade. Still making more than 400 ducats. Conscription centres. Done. Although I have now spent most of my ill-gotten gains. Who am I kidding? No, I haven't. Which DLC lets you upgrade advisors like that? That would be Clash of Civilizations. No idea Hansia was formable. Yeah, it's through the Lubeck mission tree. Right at the end. Actually, it's not. That's the colonial stuff. Missions. It is Unite the League, right here. Which does require quite a lot of stuff. Namely, all of this. Then eventually you can get to New Lubeck, which is creating the colonial colony of New Lubeck instead of Manhattan. Unite the League, yes, you need Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman. Yeah, again, KGC Reaper, I already got Cuba before I even looked at getting Mexico. So I don't think it's going to affect me. Natives of Rukwa adopt Bena culture. Cool. So, starting to deal with the rebels here, so I am thinking, once this is properly dealt with, that it's time to expand again. We do need to do the Africa War. We also need to do the Totonac-Tlaxcala War. Because there are some nice resources here, and they're currently at war with England, and I'd much rather England didn't get it. Actually, I would rather England did get it. Because if England grabbed this, forms a colonial nation, I can just take the colonial nation off of them and grab everything. And I want to do that because of this. Gold mine and a centre of trade. It's kind of a valuable province. And there we go, rebel problem dealt with. No more rebels. Huzzah. Africa! So Moravi is allied with Suklava and Tumbuka. Right, I moved my large navy over here. Am I still being blockaded? We are. So I think what I'm going to do... Wait, where is my navy? Oh, you're still on the way. In that case, never mind. Just wait here for a little while, because we're going to need to deal with Saklava as well. So, Saklava and Tumbuka. Tumbuka's this, which I would quite like to take as well. Those bloody Norwegian separatists just refuse to go away. And actually, speaking of Norwegian separatists, I need a fort in Bergenhus. Because it's the one area of this region which is not actually covered by forts. And so long as those rebels don't take the forts, which they can't because they'd need like a 40 stack, then we should be fine. This is all covered. The only one that kind of isn't, actually, is Bornholm. Oh, and Rugen. Alright, my European holdings are now completely secure. That is a good point. I should see if Tumbuka has their own allies. They do. Burha and Moravi. Oh, Moravi we know about. Burha is these guys. And I don't really care about Buha. Although it is a nation I've never heard of. So, Moravi. How's it going? We're attacking you. We are going to co-belligerize them. Was I waiting for anything? No. Do it. Do it now! What's your tech? 24. So you could actually kill my little stacks very easily. And you need a general. Did I lose a general somewhere along the way? I did! 2 of them. Right, we need some more names. So this first one is going to be Valiant Hull. Who is actually not very good. Let's try that again. Better, slightly. And we'll also go for Sergei. Bloody hell, if I could spell it. Neither of them are great, but neither of them are terrible either. Mamelukes have insulted me. Mamelukes? It's not very nice. Highfeld now produces coal instead of gold. I don't know if that's an upgrade or not. It's probably an upgrade. Right. So Highveld suddenly is going to need me to build a bunch of things, including not the ramparts. Most importantly, we need you to have a furnace. So I'm now getting a 20% boost to goods produced throughout my entire nation, which is rather nice. Where are you going? Are you running to hee-hee or go-go? You're just running north. Fine. Meanwhile, all rebel threats have been extinguished. Lovely. Treasure fleet. My first treasure fleet! Huzzah! Spawned on top of my army. Freaking Oplander. Go away! You're not actually doing anything because of the fort in Trondelag and also Akashus. It's like one of the most guarded areas of Scandinavia. Been watching your Castile series recently, Mordred. Fairly new to you. 4 still 100 hours. Been nice learning some new things. Jolly good. Glad to hear. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you were tagging me, Reaper. I thought you meant chat, but because you kept tagging me, I thought you meant me. Does anyone play Imperator? It's actually funny you should ask that, because it just released a new update today? Or yesterday? It all blends into one. I think it might have been today. I want to like Imperator so much. Huge fan of classic and Hellenic history, and it's probably the most detailed portrayal of the Hellenic world map-wise. Troy. I guess Denmark has been erased from history completely. No, not at all. They are simply part of the League now. feels like EU4 when it first came out, a shell of a game we're waiting for updates and expansions to make complete. See, I don't agree with that. I think Imperator released in a much worse state, feature-wise, than EU4 did. I don't remember having any problems with EU4 when it first released. I actually thought it was one of the most solid Paradox releases ever. Like, EU4 was completely playable when it first came out, whereas Imperator I got completely bored of after one game. Although I will say the latest Imperator update probably fixes one of my biggest issues, which was Republics. Hated Republics in Imperator. But that's apparently just been updated. Though I don't know how. Haven't watched any of the Dev Diaries. Which one do I think is more complicated? This one or Civ 6? This? I don't think that's even a question. I'll say complex. I'm not going to say complicated, because I still maintain that E4 is, relatively speaking, easy to get into. You just need to not get intimidated by all the things you can do and focus on just a few things at a time. The main thing to remember, as I've said before about E4, is it has a lot of tools, but those tools are there to achieve certain things. If you don't want to achieve those things, ignore those tools. Troy is not Hellenic world, it's pre-classical. Where is it based, though? Well, Hellenic just means Greek world. Good lord, it's too hot. It is kind of hot. Civ 6 is an excellent entry into the grand strategy game. EU4 is the best blend of playability and complexity. Victoria 2 is for those who want to feel more pain in their life. I would say that's a pretty good overview there, Poet. What's that, Poet? Yeah, Syndrin, sorry. Syndrin. As someone who got into E4, I don't know how easy it is to get into E4. E4's got lots of depth, which is great, but it's tough. Still don't know how trade merchants work too well. Fort system is really stupid. It works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. And how army dice rolls are not taught well at all. True, but I would actually say that trade is one of the more intuitive systems. You just need to understand how the nodes work. Like, that's it. Just understand how flow of trade works and how to develop trade protection, and that's trade. Okay, we need to continue occupying stuff. EU4 is best to start with Portugal. See, I don't agree with... Well, I mean, I chose Castile for a reason in my beginner's Let's Play. I'm still not 100... I'm actually not 100% sure that Castile is the best choice, because of how reliant it is on the Iberian Wedding, and because that event just completely backfired for me in that Let's Play. It's not really the best introduction. I just want my old France back. Give me my old France back, which doesn't have to worry about vassals, and it's definitely France. As it stands, though, I don't know. Maybe it is Portugal. With Portugal, the thing you just need to do is maintain that alliance with Spain, especially early on. Because I don't think it's England, I don't think it's France, it's definitely none of the Italians, it's not the Ottomans because they don't really colonize. It could be Morocco. It's not Poland, it's none of the Germanics. It's definitely not Scotland. It's not Sweden or Norway because you have to contend with the Kalmar Union. Yeah, maybe it is Portugal. Had most of my luck in my very first game as Castile. Yeah, Castile is definitely the easiest one to get into, but it can go catastrophically wrong, as it did in mine. So maybe it's just that my particular game was a bad introduction because no Iberian Union. And that's kind of a critical thing to happen, and not being able to show off how exactly that works and what it means was a blow. Ooh, purchase ability. Ah, Age of Revolutions. We have some new ones. So, what do we want? Anti-revolutionary zeal. Liberty desire from subject development goes down. Artillery bonus versus forts +3. Force march costs no power, which is super nice. Global naval engagement +20. Ignore coring distance. Artillery from back row or Liberty desire and same continent subjects. I like the Age of Revolutions. This has a lot more interesting choices than basically any of the other three. The other three age bonuses just seem super underwhelming compared to the revolutionary ones. I confess that despite loving these streams, I never really got into any Paradox games since the original EU, which I played loads. Really? That's interesting. Muscovy is pretty easy if you want a military focus. Yeah, see? But Muscovy's colonization is different from regular colonization. They are the only nation for whom colonization works that way, so it's not very good for beginners. Yeah, I do think that probably Portugal would be the best introduction, having now done the Castile Beginners series. Taking what I learned from that, I'd have to say it's Portugal now. And I'm also saying that not actually having played as Portugal. And I was right. My post-it note already fell off. Right, so what do I want to do? So improved artillery range, force march for free, or artillery bonus versus forts. All three of those are really strong. The naval engagement is good, but I have a feeling that my fleet at this point is so overwhelming I just don't need it. And I don't have that much artillery. I'm going to go with the damage from back row. Like, big wars against other nations is still the main battles which are going to be the biggest issue for us. Also, I want you patrolling. Fort Tariff is converted, so now we want to do Great Hope. Cape of Good Hope. The Cape. Convert the Cape. Convert the Cape. Those rebels are still just... I'm going to take this province. You can't have this province. I'm going to take this province. You can't have that province. Moravian ship sunk. Flagship. Good. Wayao has been completed. Yeah, now they're going after my tiny little colonial armies, as I thought they might. Right, well... Seeing as Wayao is done... Let's go for Makunde. I'm going to go for Bemba next, aren't you? Maybe I should be dropping an army off in Saklava. Just to knock them out the war. For the extra war score. From this war I want something along these lines. Although actually we've co-belligerized you, so we may as well take that. 99% war score. So I do need to take everything. And they're going to be sieging stuff from behind me. That's a little irritating. kind of hoping that my minions who are starting to arrive can deal with their armies. Although I'm not going to hold my breath. Trader died. That's unfortunate. Diplo rep. Tariffs. Getting the Tariffs guy to level 5 would be very expensive. What do tariffs do? So tariffs are basically how colonies pay you money back. A certain percentage of their income is sent to you, and that percentage is dependent on your tariff rate with them. So, for example, New Visby is paying 12%, Novgorod's 18%, Lubeck's 18%, Hamburg's 34%, and Hanseatic is actually paying a whopping 50% tariff. So, that's why they're paying me so much more money. That makes more sense now, and why they're so upset with the Liberty Desire. So that modifier of tariffs will take this number and then multiply out on top of that. So for example, because we trade in slaves, the amount of money that we get from Hanseatic is 0.4 ducats. That's then further modified by 25% from the slaves. Actually, the tariff is efficient. Actually, I don't know. Hang on. Okay, so the tariff rate is 10. No. Oh, I must not. No, I do have tariff bone. Hang on. Do I have tariff bonuses? I'm not sure that I do. Well, let's find out. If we do this guy. Sorry. Hair in ears and ears getting sweaty. Not a good combo. Ugh. Calculations rubbish. The maths is nonsense on that screen, don't worry. Great. But basically, tariffs is the percentage of money that you get from your colonial nations, and the tariff efficiency, I believe, is a modifier on top of that. So if they pay you 10 ducats and you have 25% efficiency, that 10 ducats is then modified into 12.5. Kind of the same way as trade efficiency works. It takes the pool of money which you are owed and then multiplies it out to increase the amount you get. Yeah, there we go. Victor Kellinghausen. So I didn't have any modifiers for tariff efficiency. That's exactly how that works. Cool. How hot is it here? 32? 33?